Okay, today in Honors Higher Algebra, we were doing a little bit of a review for the last day before the test. The test is tomorrow, and if you're like, holy cow, that came up fast, I'd go back to the video from 2 days ago where we went thoroughly through a linear programming problem from beginning to end. The main thing I wanted to point out for today, this is just a quick replacement video because unfortunately the video died, uh, is if you have two equations and they're like this, how do you see where those two equations cross? Well, let's say this one is y equals negative x plus 5. And let's say, I'm going to make this one red. Let's say that equation was y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. I'm going to see where those two equations cross to find a vertice of the feasible region. Basically, you're going to want to solve them both for y, and then you can set them equal to each other. Because if y really equals negative x plus 5, you can put that in there and say negative x plus 5 is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 4, and you can solve that equation. All right, the second thing is writing equations, and there's a really common mistake. If I say I make twice as many cars as I do trucks, twice the cars equals the trucks, that is wrong. If I say twice as many cars as trucks, I have to do it the other way. I'll give you an example. If I make 20 trucks and 10 cars, that's twice, oh, I did it backwards, sorry. If I do 20 cars and 10 trucks, that is twice as many cars as trucks. Notice you have to multiply the trucks by 2 to make it equal. 20 equals 2 times 10, so that clearly works. And if I put it here, 20 cars, 10 trucks, that wouldn't work, would it? 2 times 20 equals 10. That doesn't work. So you have to do those in a kind of counterintuitive way. Same thing if I said, at the animal shelter, they give away or rehome twice or more than twice as many dogs as cats. I can't do what my gut says. I have to do it the other way. And more than goes like that. And then I can just make sure I did it right. Is D really greater than or equal to 2 C's? Well, if the dogs is really more than twice as many, then that'd be like 11 dogs and 5 cats. That's more than twice as many dogs, right? And then I see if this really worked. 2 times 5 is 10. Is really 11 greater than 10? Yes, it is. So you can always check yourself to make sure you did that right. And a typical scenario for the equations might be like this. Selling tickets for an event, because you have the people that are coming, and then you have how much they're paying for those tickets. So let's say that you had an auditorium that holds 500 people. We define our variables right off the bat. Let's say X is students, and the student tickets. It's not how many they or how much they cost, it's how many student tickets you sold. And Y equals the adult tickets. And if I say the total number of tickets sold was 600, I could say X plus Y equals 600. Now that's not dollars. Here's a really common mistake. We sold $600 worth of tickets. Kids think they can just put that. No, that's a number of people, that's a number of people, and that's money. So that wouldn't work. If I wanted to say we sold, let's say, $1,000 worth of tickets, then I'd say, how much is each student ticket? Well, if student tickets are $7 and adult tickets are $12, then we could say 7 for each student plus 12 for each adult adds up to, and let's say you brought in $1,000. That's how you can make it into money, by including the money part and multiplying it by each of your variables. All right, and then my best advice is always solve these things for y when you're going to graph them. So if you were going to solve this one for y, you'd take away 7x from both sides. And I get 12y is equal to negative 7x plus 1,000. and then I would divide both sides by 12. I do it in all three parts. Then, here's my answer, and I can graph that. And that's obviously not a very nice equation, but you could solve there, you could graph that if you had to. And the slope would be a really important part of it, and that's right here. And this would be the y-intercept part. Okay. If you need to solve this one for y, you just subtract x from both sides. It's really easy. Y equals 600 minus x, or negative x plus 600. All right. So there's some tips on some of the toughest things in these problems. I would strongly recommend doing the entire review worksheet and then checking it with the answer key because the test is tomorrow. Now, if you were absent today, the day before the test, I would let you put it off for a day if you wanted to. That way you could come in for help on Wednesday morning, get some help then too. All right, that's all I got for you for today. Take care.